are. Hello there, everybody. We're going to go for a Dondorian city today. I really wanted to do an Amevia city in a different stream universe, but then a day later, the version 66 hit town, and I just couldn't do it anymore afterwards. I'm very sorry, but I'm pretty sure that you guys understand that was just the problem. Anyways, we got this now, and I felt like not really doing exactly the same twice. So this time, we're playing the Children of Athuri. We're playing a real full-on Dondorian city. I never did that before, I must say. That is a completely new pleasure for me. And the Dondorians have a problem in keeping up with their food consumption. They don't really have any food production benefits going on for themselves, so the early game might be a little bit woozy. So let's see, I don't really have much titles unlocked because that whole system got introduced when I was doing mostly tutorials anymore. I didn't find the time for bigger cities, and that is why we're doing this. So my crafters will be better. I'm incompetent, so people think better of me. What? I don't mind. I mean, don't mind. And loyalty. Right. Only 3 of 5, but whatever. So. Kelp, hi there. Welcome. Happy to see you. So glad to see guys around that I know so quickly. That's always a pleasure. So, my wish for Dondorian town is I want to have a place that has ore and stone. These are the two things that I care about most. Everything else is a bonus, but some place like this, for example, just with a wee bit more mountain. Let's see how often I must re-roll before I finally find some place where so looking forward to this. I wanted to do this since quite some time. Ash, hi there. Welcome. And hello to everybody else out there who prefers to lurk. You're much appreciated nevertheless. I love my silent audience. So here, wow, look at this. It's just a little bit scarce on the stone side, isn't it? Oh, that would be crazy. I'm tempted, okay? I think this is an isolated spot though, yeah, so much about that. Yeah, Songs of Syx has been a long time no see, that's true. That's mostly because I was so struck with all the tutorials that I made, and I gotta say, when I'm done with tutorial making every time, I really need to step back from a game, because it really grew tedious on me. Pretty normal if you make tutorials, I think. So, besides from one isolated spot, nothing else looks too appealing. Alrighty. So, I think I need to intervene my dog. He's stealing socks. She's a tad bit lonely because my wife's not home and she's the most important person in her life. And the problem is she at some point she's starting to eat those socks. RJS, hi there, and Bob. Thanks for bringing the dwarves back. Yeah, indeed. I have taken a little bit of a break from the gameplay videos to make more tutorials, and now I'm swinging back to more gameplays again. I think this is kind of an ebb and tide thing for me, because I really grow tired if I only make one of the things, but I always am more biased into one direction, always have been somehow. Come on, a place with stone and ore. Can't be that hard. Well, fertility is beyond bad. we'll be in big trouble there. We'll be starving. I think we could do pasturing, but beyond that, ugh, crappy place. There's stone, but there's ore, but no stone. Come on. I mean, I'm aware that I can't cheat, but somehow I disdain cheating. You do you. Thanks for being around still, Ash. Have fun with that painting session. Okay. Ugh. Problem is with this cheating tool, Edit Terrain, is where do you draw the line? If I add one boulder, why shouldn't I add two? And after I added two, why shouldn't I add three? I have a part in my brain that finds it really difficult to stop when I start with that, and therefore I don't even start. So, well, this is also a very isolated spot. These worlds are generated all with way too many oceans. These oceans are so big. Ah, that's better. They are dissecting the world way too much. Here we have a premium spot. Oh, good tad. We have low amounts of water, but 55% fertility, 22% amount of mountain. I think I'm staying here. I like it. It has a lot of problems with itself, but let's look if we find something better. But this is a spot that comes with challenges because wood is scarce and all, but it has the resources that I want. Then we got this spot, but that's isolated. I want neighbors that I can do trade with. Oh boy, oh man, that's a sweet one, but very low fertility again. Kicks it out of the race. Fertility is really important. We need to feast on something. What do we have here? Very few of my own species nearby. That's bad too, because the Dondorians really need their buddies. Okay. So I think we're rolling with this. Probably going to die along the way, but who knows? It's a lot of ore and a lot of stone. We try. Yeah, well, it's just that spot will be. Let's see. I really got no clue how well that'll play out. Let's check out what kind of map we got. So, there is one tiny body of water. Oh boy. And yeah. So, if I only get one tiny body of water on the map, I want to have it a little bit more centralized. Yeah, something like that sounds sweet. Oh boy. Huge iron mine here. Stone mine in the mountain. Some iron mine in the mountain too. Stone mine here. Could work. Some gems and some Simplon on the side. There's almost no timber here. Oh boy. So we will have to do quite some logistics here to get stuff moving the way we want to. That's a difficult start because the forests and the water are very, very far apart. I think I'm going to take a reroll until I find a spot where I can find water and the body of forest a little bit closer together. Because the forest also indicates where you have a spot of fertile soil. So that one is out of the race because the body of water is on the edge of the world. If I have a difficult start, I really get it. I really get to nitpick around here as much as I want to. So here we would have quite a nice spot around there, but the forests being at the border of the map is also not ideal. So we are looking for a formation where the body of water is quite in the center together with one little forest tile. I'm not really looking for a perfect spot or anything, but yeah, not like this. Because in a situation like that, I think we're ought to grow around or a little lake, because that is where we can make sure that we have some fertile soil to work with, because that will also quite harshly limit my farming endeavors. Seriously, this is getting worse and worse. I should have stuck with the first one. Ugh. That's one of the downsides if you get too picky after all, huh? So, what about this? It's pretty much what I've been asking for. And some more. We could grow the city through the mountain to the other side here. And we'd have water. Problem here is that all the agriculture is then nudged into this tiny corner here. That doesn't work. Nah. Too bad. Almost. Almost. But the problem is agriculture does require a lot of space. And this corner back there is very, very cramped. That would get me into trouble. So... hello there, beautiful. That is exactly what I'm looking for. The downside of this spot, we have only one tiny quarry here. But I really... oh no, dash the second. It's mingled with the iron ore, but that doesn't bother me. Okay. Ah, we got our spot. We got our spot. This is as good as it gets, I'd say. We have two big mountains where the Dondorians can live in. We have a nice, spacious environment where our farming can happen, where we can then pump fresh water through the city. Ideal. This is as good as it will get with this spot. I'm quite happy that I rolled this often, because this one is actually really good now. Beautiful. So begins the story. Alright. Now, where do I want to start the city? So let's look at our fertility map. I think this is really the best thing to go for. Whoa, this looks dreary, as I have expected. So yeah, we have one spot that's slightly better here. That is a good spot for our starting agriculture. I don't know how many percent these are, but I'd bet around 50 to 60. This is not good, but it ain't bad either. And this is high quality spot, but this is also where ultimately my forestry will live at, because I need to have a forestry industry eventually. So I cannot put farms on top of that. That will not work out at all. So, well... but where is the starting point then? I mean, this is also a very, very good spot. Because if I'm not mistaken, yeah, there is nothing growing here. So we can utilize this area and that area for our early game. So that makes the starting point here somewhere in the center pretty ideal, doesn't it? Because we can expand easily into the area around this, where all the goodies are available that I require. Nice. So let's get started. Okay. Step 1, I need to find out how bad my situation is. So I do know that their food production sucks, but how bad is the situation? So farming with these guys, they got a... how low skill? Where is it, where's the Dondorian base? Ah, here, 65. We don't have the own. So we only get 2/3 of the income farming-wise than anybody else would. That sucks. We have at least 80% on the pasturing work. Okay. That gives me some hope. But, seriously not cool. I think grain farming might work. We can make it upward the efficiency of our bakeries, maybe? Mushroom farming works decently. That's something we should capitalize on. But we need short-term yields early game, that's a big problem. So let's see, fishing, at least that is 100%, but fishing is horribly inefficient in general, so that is so-so. Hunting. Hunting is good. We are gonna live off of hunters early on. It's, I think, the safest bet that I can take. So we're going to transition from early game pasturing into hunting. Yes, I think this is the easiest and safest way that I can take this. Everything else we need to evolve into. Alright, let's go. I need to plan very, very carefully, as we only start with 20 rations. This is not much. We will run out very, very quickly. So we need to act right away properly, otherwise we'll die. Entelodont as the meat producer. Alright, so let's see. Eventually, pastures will receive freshwater access from the lake. I want to see how bad it is. Oh god, I'm so scared. Groundwater. You see, this is all what we get in terms of water pumping space. There will be no fishery on this map happening, because there will be no room for any fishers because we're going to pump water everywhere. Okay. But that also means I want to orientate my first pasture maybe towards the lake. So it'll be easier later to get some let's see the words. To get some freshwater access to it. Oh, that was too much. Want to get it onto 3 workers as exact as possible. This is also okay. We're not going to get too nitpicky here. Or do we? Yes, we do. I can't stop myself. Come on. There. Now it's also looking shaped somewhat. Too bad that the Dondorians love squareness. But whatever. The first pasture will eventually get removed anyways, because it'll get replaced by more efficient ones. So 99% efficiency is enough for me at this task. Let's cut some trees so we have the necessary materials. And let's go. I wanted to go for a proper good city in Syx since a long time, ever since I finished the tutorial series. Okay. So we're not going to build any housing or any other fancy stuff before we have the pasture up and running, because I hope that this will be enough food production for the entire place here. Okay. Let's fast forward this. There we go. So, auto-employ, yes please. But we definitely don't need 4 workers if we've built this place for 3 workers. Dear AI. So we have a consumption rate of 5. I will now put up a carpenter's workshop directly as the next thing, because this is where we make furniture, and furniture is what we need to set up a hunter. I'll make a tiny carpenter even. I even make it out of this wicked stuff. Wood. You Dorians hate that stuff. So 6 employees, more than enough. And this will carry us through the very, very early stages of our city. Alright, let's see what kind of production rate we get now. I mean, we don't need to get enough meat out of the pasture to live off of it entirely, right from the get-go. But it would be good if we could. So, something is missing. We are missing probably both materials here. So let's chop some trees and clear some roxies. Alright, so let's see, how are we faring so far? There's still not all the animals on the pasture that we've started with, but it's looking good. It's looking good. It seems as if we are sustaining, well, a pretty solid portion of our demands with that. 3.6 of 5. This is not horrible at all. It's not good either, but I hope that my gambit will be not falling on my face here. But I think a tiny carpenter into a tiny. What are you guys doing? Ah, stone. I think this is way too much stone. This is all the stone that we require. Picking up stone takes much longer than it did way before. So, there we go. As soon as the carpenter is done, we're going to look into some basic needs of our folks here. So, there we go. There it goes. Okay, we got that. I'm playing very, very carefully here right now because, I'm angsty as hell. Thanks, Nemesis. Appreciate it a lot. Okay. We got this. So we're going to churn out up whatever 3 carpenters. Now we're going to make a air house. It's a warehouse without walls. So since I am really, really under time pressure, I am simply going to put some crates outside. These will deteriorate, these are horrible, they are unsustainable, but for starters, they are all we need. There we go. Isolation 3%, this thing will deteriorate like hell, but it doesn't matter too much, because it does 2 things for me. It gives me a place to store my things at. And we're going to draw walls around it as soon as we are able to. But now let's set up a well. So all's well. And a hearth. So people don't freeze next winter. A couple of base things have to be given. Alright. So we got a production of, well, I don't know, pretty decent amount of furniture to begin with. Let's see, how's the starvation going? I don't know. So you guys are allowed to put up a ration here. Really hope they're surviving this, what I'm putting them through. But we got now 13 pieces of furniture. Let's see. Let's put the walls on again. So this is very chaotic while building here, but I am envisioning a wild base camp here, where the Dondorians are setting up shop. So, oh yeah, look at this. We can't finish this with the given amount of furniture almost already. Tell you what, we're making this really tiny for starters. I really want to have this thing up and running as fast as possible. There we go. Survival of the city depends on that. Too badly, so I'm really stressed out on that end. So, more wood cutting. But the bright side on all that is that, why are you not finishing this pod? What's wrong with you? Bright side on all, on top of all that is that we got a really decent amount of furniture very early produced here. So that should get us somewhere. Okay. Production finally higher than consumption. Let's take a deep breather. They're not starving anymore. It's the very first thing that I want to take care about, that people are not starving anymore. Very important for me. Now, let's set up some longhouses so we can house a couple of people there. We still need to cut a lot of trees, because I want to keep the furniture production running. I'm not happy with only 100. We need more of them. Okay. We've got only 2 odd jobbers left, but to me, everything's fine now. The only thing that we need to do after the houses are ready is upgrade my air house into a warehouse, because I really think beyond a cool name, it has not much going on for it. But it's been around in times of need, and that's what matters. Leaving away the walls definitely makes things go forward a lot faster. Sometimes that matters more than longevity. Okay. My little city's thriving. We should set up a lot more food production for starters, and make this place attractive enough that more people want to move in. That's the most important things next. I think only one of you guys can keep working here. I need more odd jobbers. We need more of the construction work done. We need more wood chopping done. We need things to get done. There are record low temperatures incoming, and people don't even have a roof over their head. So, oh, that was the wrong one. So I'd say we lowered the amount of woodcutting jobs here a wee bit, and hopefully we can prioritize that here as well. So let's see. I hope they have now enough materials for the 2 longhouses together. Okay. What a lovely tiny outpost, though. Hey, Eddie, thanks a lot for that. Yeah, Songs of Syx can be a little bit hard to get into, and it means a terrible lot to me to hear back from you folks that my tutorials were actually helpful. It's amazing. I love this game. I know that it can be a little bit hard to get into, but once you are there, it's I keep saying it's among the best that you can play right now. So yeah, you see here already degradation setting in, 13.3%. We're going to set up a janitor soon, but well, one thing at a time. I am happy that we are currently not starving anymore. That's a good start. So people now have shacks to live in. Oh. Gotta say, this food production thing that the Dondorians have going on for themselves is really scary. This lack of food production thing is well, how to put it? It's easy to mess up your very, very early stages of the game. That's basically. So we're going to make one really tiny warehouse. Well, make the door that large. It's not isolated anymore. So, I don't know. Can we fix in a couple of crates extra here? Yeah, like that. So it's also a performance upgrade. There we go. So, chop a few trees too. I mean, the good part is that we have now basically as much time as we want to. Nobody is suffering from any form of starvation threat or anything. We have timber for the hearth. We have houses to live in, so it's There's nothing to worry about. Yeah, that's true. Once you're into this game, you can sink in so many hours into it. The thing is, I've been around Syx since, I think, version 58 or so. And, I mean, the game grew insanely since then. The whole empire building shtick that you can get into now for the later stages of the game wasn't around before when I started. And, yeah, there's a lot of cool things that you can do now. There we go. Next step, I'd say we go for the janitor. Or do we? Yeah, we should. And then the roads. Let's put in some workstations for 10 janitors. And some utilities. Do we have any other building projects right now? Yes, we do. So I'm going to suspend this job here. Just want to make sure that we finish the warehouse first. Of course, they will build the walls there first, but yeah. It's just a classic. Activate job. There we go. Okay. So now we got janitors. And as you can see here on the red dots, there's already a lot to janitor. We don't go for AI adjusted janitoring yet though, because I don't feel like we have enough workers for that yet. So, let's start our empire with some dirt roads. Dirt roads, they make people happy, they make people faster, and they don't cost anything except for some work. So they are among my favorite roads. Early game roads, that is. Later, we're obviously making everything with stone, but we're not there yet. So I'll be turning off the microphone for a second to clear out my nose, and nobody wants to hear that or see that, so I'm there in a second. So there we go. Pawn check. Yes, I do. I don't stream right now anymore, but I still play, yes. Trying to get out of hell elo. But that's another day's story. So, we are about to get those roads done. Really hope that this will make my Dondorians happy enough to consider moving in. No. So we're going to go and set up another butcher table in here. Or maybe we make that too. Let's see, can put that down like this. Perfect. 2 more hunters. Boom, just like that. I do now set up a overproduction of meat, simply because a overproduction will lure in more people into our city, as full warehouses make people happy, especially full meat warehouses. That sucks, man. I don't have any problems like these. Sorry to hear. Very sorry to hear that, Pancha. So, where to next? We got some basics down, but we really need to get that happiness up. So, let's see. We can go for a speaker. That would need another worker, though. Let's see. Food stall would also bring in a lot of happiness. Say, isn't meat a preferred food of the Dondorians? Isn't there something? Nah. So food stalls are cool, but not that necessary. No, we're going to start out with a shrine. The shrine doesn't require any workers, but it does produce happiness. Therefore, it is a pretty good candidate here. Let's drop that down here. I got no clue if we have enough rock. Oh, we do. I missed again? Yeah, I needed some time to digest my tutorial times to actually perform again. Glad to have you around. So, I only have one worker currently. That's a little bit low, but I do hope that the hunters' overproduction will lure in more people into the city. As with the rising stockpile of food, we have more food days available, and I think the religion will now lure more Dondorians to us, because Dondorians, they don't reproduce, they just wander into our city. It's a pretty cool thing, I think. Alright, let's see. The religious happiness should finally get me to some point where we can accept a couple of extra people now. I mean, if not, I just need to wait until my food stockpile days attract somebody else. But that's the problem with having no preferred food lying around. Jeez, are you guys serious? Nobody's moving in, even though I pushed all the buttons that I could. Wow. Okay, Dondorians, you guys are hard to please. I read that properly. So let's see, can we do something environmental-wise? Yeah, you guys want different roads. You want noise. I know. Should have built the houses into the more into the vicinity of the carpenter. So currently there's only benches. That's something we are doing. Yeah. Benches. That's good. It's only some furniture. But it should do a little bit of something here. League ain't good for your mental health either way. Sorry to tell you that. Alright, so I'm running out of timber really bad in the winter. And I don't have any odd jobbers anymore that could do the wood cutting for me. Also very bad. So let's unemploy the carpenter for good. And chop some wood. The carpenter will now have to migrate from wood cutting to carpenting. Carpentering, whatever the verb to that is. So, jeez. Yeah, I think it doesn't help. I need to set up a speaker too. I mean, thing is, I do know that I'm lacking a couple of services that I could fulfill right now, but I meant to look for solutions that don't require extra workers, but it turns out not today, my friend, not today. So the carpenter will turn into a speaker next. Because we have to, I guess. And we're going to add a crate for stones. So that'll surely finally lure in some people. And if not that, it's going to be the next service I set up. Okay. Okay. Jeez. I didn't expect it to be that difficult to get my first immigrant. That totally blows my socks right now. So yeah, let's continue and set up a food stall, because obviously my people are pouting and are unwilling to come here before there's not a couple of food stalls at least. It's gonna be some nice back alley food stall situation there. .9 employees. Alright, that's good enough. I only have one guy. Oh dear. Hey, do you see that yellow arrow? Somebody wants to be here. Awesome. You're gonna be the food stall guy. Congratulations, food stall guy. So begins the story, guys. Another guy came. I love the concept that Dondorians only migrate into the city. I think eventually our Dondorians will recruit some humans to do the stupid work for them. Farming, writing, researching, all these stupid things. And the Dondorians, they'll do the good things. Crafting, fighting eventually. At least that's the plan. Let's see how that'll play out. So, I got 23 crates in here. Let's see. We do need not much more than what we got right now. That's a good start. So, well, setting up a proper production of bread would be really a game changer here. But let's get started with game changing towards a new carpenter and setting up a proper stockpile of wood. Paperboy, welcome! So happy to see you. Finally, people are aspiring citizenship here. Alright, so I consider restructuring my herder. We are not going to increase on the hunter. Not interested at all. I'm most interested right now in adding a lavatory into this wonderful place. So there's going to be some proper relief from the day-by-day situations. Oh yeah, and we should totally set up a burial spot of sorts. It ain't much, but it's better to have one than none. Alright. So, what's making people so happy? So, turns out the food stalls have a much higher impact than I thought. They are not only providing service, but it seems as if the food ration excess is only provided with the moment that they can take it from a food stall. It seemed as if. I don't know. Hey, Wolfio! Hi there. Yeah, I do my best. I do my best. Alright, so we do need to consider setting up a woodcutter. Let's see. I don't need to set up a large-scale operation here yet. 2 workers. Let's try making that 3. That's 5. Now, let's stay with the 3. I want to have a small-scale operation going on here. I did postpone the woodcutters, the steady amount of wood income in way too many of my cities, and for once I want to be smarter than them. Yes. Fun thing is, all the tutorials I do, they also make me a better gamer. I basically learn to play the game better myself, and then I do notice that when I play my next cities. Alright, so we do have the workforce, as a matter of fact. Nice. Sweet! That's a good start. So that dude is using up 5 pieces of wood. We are going to produce 12 pieces of wood a day, I think, if I remember correctly here. So yeah, 3 people, 12 pieces of wood. Wow. Horrible. Or other way around, these carpenters are really out of their mind. So my people should now be happier because of the noise. Dondorians are a weird bunch. They love noise, so I provided noise to my homes via building a woodcutter right next door. So those guys, they will wake up now and be like, ah, finally I can wake up in the mornings to the rhythmic tot 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 of the axes of the woodcutters. Gives me good vibes right from the get-go. These guys are odd nuts, aren't they? But let's see, environmental access to noise going up, yeah. But I gotta say, these are the things that make this game really, really unique and so good. You don't have these interactions in other games. You have these with your Dondorians. And that's a good thing. Alright, we need more houses, and, well... there is not that much room around here to set up a new house, because I want to reserve these spots here to my woodcutters. They're quite important. So, let's see, but I do need some more housing. How do we develop that? The ideal housing would be in the mountain, but mountain housing, we're going to need a while before we get there. Alright? Alright. Mountain housing is a pretty hefty tax on your workforce, and I'm not there yet. So we're doing our Dondorians a favor though by building our new longhouses out of stone, as this is the preferred material of our friends here, and I'd say we're going to set it up just over there. Overall, I want to start using stone now wherever I can, as it is free happiness, free fulfillment for the people just by using a different material. And since I am now out of the worst, we don't suffer any threat of starvation or anything like that. Oh, we have neighbors. Bretonian neighbors. Alright. Might as well build this city now out of proper stone, right? Since we have quarrying on our to-do list eventually, this is going to be really cool. There we go. Very happy that I found a solution to the food issue. Hunters are just really, really good. And I am also very happy to see that the pipeline from pasture to carpenter to hunter works perfectly. Sustains a big city easily, or big village, I should rather call it. We're far from being a city here. Okay. Let's dedicate a couple of extra crates to the stone. And since I'm feeling like it, we're going to go for a fun thing here. Convert. There, stone. So we're now going to just convert our buildings into stone ones, because I do have the materials right now, and it's one of those ways of making your citizens happy without spending extra workers. And I keep repeating that. Early game, workers are among your most valuable resources. Getting more people into your city without spending people to work somewhere, that's really profitable. And changing the material of the exterior walls is not really any extreme effort of any kind. But if we check it out now, you see the building meter goes up immediately. So wait a sec. Ah yeah, they just like roundness. Okay. So what we're doing here, I'd be not too surprised if it wouldn't catch me one or two Dondorians. Yeah, one. There's the first one. Ah, well, he had second thoughts. But, yeah. Apart from that, it feels proper for a Dondorian city to be built out of stone, no? I don't know. Everything else feels just wrong. Wooden houses for Dondorians. Where would we be getting there? Okay, I'll let them grind away on these boulders here, because why not? In the meanwhile, our carpenters are relentlessly churning out new pieces of furniture, which is culminating now into a fulminant and wonderful lavatory. Yeah. You'll know why I call it fulminant in a few minutes. So, we're going to set that part up into this direction, yeah. It's a shame, by the way, that the lavatory doesn't produce noise. As a Dondorian, I'm outraged. Anyways, so, let's take it like that. Looks better. So, I'm going to go for that design here. And we're going to make it a high-capacity pissoir. I hope at least it'll be like that. So we're going to go for a big basin here and a smaller basin there. Wonderful. There we go. So that's 5. That's 5. Loyalty is decreasing? Why? I am building you buffoons a wonderful place to relieve yourself. Don't lose faith in me already. Alright. Lavatory incoming. We got all the necessary resources for that. Extreme temperatures incoming. I'm not afraid of that. So that should bring me a nice explosion of people. Jokes aside, it is really one of the things that convinces people to stay here. Obviously, nothing beats not having to shit into the woods. I think that's just what it boils down to. Yeah, I also ran out of workers here. We'll fill the lavatory fund. But I do think that we also don't need that many people. If even 2. So, let's see. 30%? Is there more possible? Yeah, as you see there, we're immediately drawn in new people out of that. Just like I foresaw. But we do also need more food production next. So yeah, just like I thought, 1 person in here gets the job done. Good. So let's see, what kind of things am I missing so far? We have pretty much all the things here. Other shrines are pretty much meaningless because the Dondorians pretty much only care about Athuri. we have all the things here already done. So yeah, I think it boils down to expansion now. Alright. Ah yeah, we could go for a bakery situation there too. So let's see, a grain farm. We do have a fertile spot here, but I think I am going to roll with the fertile spot here. 50% fertility, not much to write home about, but, well, 51%. 8 farmers, 8 into something. Let's get that to 8 as close as possible. So, yeah, well, 20 pieces of grain production. This is much larger than I can facilitate right now, actually, I do realize. We should focus on something neat, nice and nifty with 3 or 4 workers. Something like that. We do have to facilitate the bakery with workers and fill it and all, you know. Therefore, let's not put too much strain on this operation. There we go. Now we need to find a place to forage grain from. Or can't I just order from... Somebody told me that you can't just demand resources like this. And I offer you... Do you prefer stone or wood? Absolutely stone. There we go. And this will get me a foot into the door with the grain production. There we go. Still have a couple of crates left. That should do the trick. Perfect. Now all we need to do on top of that is bring up a bakery, and then we finally produce food that the Dondorians also love. So that's really, really good. Alright, so I'm going to put the bakery right next to the lavatory. I'll leave up an alley between these two buildings. Just realized that it's always nice to have a place where you can drop a road into. So, let's see. This is all the effort that I'm going to undertake for now in terms of size of this bakery. We're going to keep it small and effective. I don't have the workers for more here anyway, so... or the grain. So 5 employees are much more than I am going to be able to stem here anyway, so... ideal. That's pretty ideal. So, the farm has drawn its workers. Poor Dondorians. I really feel with those guys. Field work as a Dondorian. Yuck. But, the grain's gotta come from somewhere. We are going to have some humans work the fields for us one day, though. Gives me a weird implication to think like that. One day, those filthy humans will work for us. Don't you worry. Okay. So far, I really have only a low amount of odd jobbers available. The good news ahead, though, is that once the grain bakery pipeline is working, we will have a very, very high increase of happiness. Speaking about which, there's happiness because I am now an emir. 25 people. Hooray! There we go. So I'm gonna be sticking with one baker to begin with. So what do we have here now? a net negative or a net zero-sum game. So we're going to have to expand our woodcutter then. Let's see. I'm thinking about something like that. This will bring up the production quite nicely without having to invest too heavily extra here. There we go. This is what I love so much about this version of the game. The fact that woodcutters are finally good for something. Forgive me the cynicism here, but in previous versions, woodcutters were really not good enough at what they were supposed to do, and that was quite obnoxious. So, how long until our first harvest? So is that still in the vicinity of my warehouse? Yes. Yeah, so that bread will be very, very valuable. As it is, if I remember correctly, the first favorite food of the Dondorians that we provide. Sweet. Okay. Let's see how things are going together then. So, finally it's harvest. And we can finally see what kind of a production we get there out of our farm. Are you guys serious? Well, I think we need to employ, or we need to set up a second hunter's shack, huh? I think this is the safer bet for now. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. That is, well, the first year of a farm is often very, very wrong in terms of production. I am sure that that this is a fluke. Or at least I hope so. If this ain't a fluke, I need to think about hiring my human slave. Maybe we should go for Cretonians instead of humans. So, has the chat any preference for either humans or Cretonians? I would be really, really inclined to know. That would be really, really interesting. Because I have a hard time deciding. I mean, for some reason, I find it extremely fun to consider having scribe monkeys. On the other hand, I find it extremely fun to have Bretonians, which are also somewhat animalistic friends. But having the Dondorians on top of the food chain feels good. Gives me proper Dwarf Fortress vibes. Okay. So, we need to set up science somehow. That's the next bigger milestone here. Because we are only able to do so and so much there. Hallo.
Nein, ist noch eine.
Das ist gut. Okay, so, yeah. This doesn't look good. Ugh, well. It looks like this field is going to produce barely enough to keep one baker working here. One. Ugh. Yeah. I knew what I was getting myself into when I hired myself onto a Dondorian city. we got more than enough meat production to keep the party going here. So we don't need to worry about that at all. Now then, I think I'm going to expand my pastures as soon as I have a couple of extra workers at hand. Let's see if that's possible. Let's spread some more luxury around this place. I am considering importing metal for the sake of setting up lanterns. Tell you what, I think we're going to do that. So, let's see. I don't need that many grain crates, definitely not. And we're going to go now and do some good old-fashioned diplomacy. I want some bars of metal from you, my friends. Let's say 15. I pay you in furniture. All the furniture I got, almost, I'd say. I also pay you in livestock, because I don't have the workers to facilitate the extra pastures anyways. And some extra stone. There we go. Ooh, just like that. 15 pieces of metal are not that much, but... no. No. Ugh. What are they called again? Torches, obviously. So... let's set up a few torches here and there. Especially in front of the homes, where people do notice it. In front of the lavatory, maybe. At the fields. Light is really a valuable resource. Can be spread all over the place. Okay, so that is a pretty cheap and effective way of getting the things, getting some people happier. At least I hope so. Because there is quite some nervousness lately due to the low food stockpiles of ours. But, well, let's see. Let's wait out the first harvest of ours. So yeah, it's gonna be exactly enough for one person there. We had a crime. So what kind of crime? Theft. No. I thought you guys were lawful. Seriously. The recommended processor for this is a Pentium 2? Sick. Wow. I had no clue. So finally, the farms. So, I need to turn off the microphone for a second. My nose is driving me up the walls. No, that sounds wrong, but you know what I mean. Let's see. So our real production there is that. What kind of a bread production does that bring up? Quite a sick one, that is. But, yeah. Our stockpiles won't last. That sucks. That sucks big time. What are we going to do about that? I mean, I need more people to get the, to get some science together. Gaining access to bread now does make the people crazy happy now. So, well, buying some grain on top. I'm really tempted to do so. I'm really tempted to do so. But let's get started with a tiny lab here. It's a crazy little town. So I'm going to build that part more into this direction. So here we have a bakery. Where do we want to have the brainy parts of our city? Ah, well. For starters, I'm going to put it somewhere, anywhere. Because the city does not really have any real segmentation, orientation, or specialization. So we're just going to set up a small lab so we can get started with science, at least a little bit. There we go. 12 workers. I highly doubt that I will have the necessary workforce to get much done here. But, yeah. We gotta start somewhere. Okay. So, where to next? I'm honestly super disappointed with the output of one farm. Honestly, that is quite shocking to me. I didn't expect it to be that bad, okay? That's all I want to say. So, let's get started with a meager 2 scientists. I really don't have much workforce to spend, so let's start it out small. I need the tech that draws more people. That's the most important thing to get started with now. So let's move over to our friends and ask them nicely for 50 pieces of grain. I gotta say, the grain is so cheap. I should have used that a lot earlier, huh? So we're just going to pay our food with furniture. That's what we're going to do. So any impasse that we got will be now covered by easy as that. I mean, at some point of our economy, we could export meat and import grain. That would be another option that we could take. But either way, I think for the well-being of the city, it's the best way around. This way around. So I allow the janitor now to draw workers. Let's see how quickly I'll regret. Okay. I still have nice overproductions of all ends. That is nice. So this brings me to the point where I am starting to doubt the value of my entire farming enterprise here. I am binding 4 valuable people here for that measly output. If I would be putting them into the carpentry and in the woodcutting sector, I could produce furniture that I could export then to buy new grain. So I think farming sucks so hard in this map that I am really considering to skip it entirely. Hey Zarmal, happy to see you. So yeah, it isn't really that bad. So Dondorian sucks so hard at farming that I think I'm going to close down the farm and just import those grains. I'm just making myself unhappy here. That's what I do. So we are working currently with 2 carpenters. And we have a net positive of that. So I think I don't have import depots yet. No. We'll need a higher total population for that. But I'm still not going to do that. You guys hated the job anyways, didn't you? So, enjoy. Your days of field duty are over. One day you might come back and farm some mushrooms, but seriously, with that piddly efficiency, I'm rather putting up one of these guys into the bakery, and then we're just going to buy ourselves some grain and what's that? I really love how well implemented trade is now in the game. It's so much fun. The fact that I can't just go there and sell them furniture and buy the grain. This is so good. This feels so good, you know. We have some specialization. We have needs. They got what did they? So yeah. Game does that without making trade feel too generic. Personal. Percy, thank you. 5 months for resubscribing. Wow, appreciate. You guys are hanging out here since a while. Dondorians are the bestians, alright. It's my very first time playing them as a main race of one of my runs. I was always shying away from the rough patch that you have to go through at the beginning, but well, I have my solutions to the problems now, as I see. So we have 100 tech points. Let's see what we can do with these. Graveyard? Stage? Not much, hey? Then there's plumbing, but that doesn't get us anywhere either. So, yeah. Graveyard or stage? Graveyard does require less workers, so we're going to do that. So, can we put a graveyard inside here? Does that work? Blocked by terrain? No! I can't put it into the mountain. I'm so very sorry, my friends. I tried. This is something that actually is a very, very sad thing. Dondorians should be able to bury their people in the mountain. I don't think I need to explain anything. So, well, then we're going to make a regular graveyard. 42 graves, not bad. So, pathways. Somehow, respect on graveyards is always a pain to fulfill. Okay, we're filling this in entirely with trees. Can't fill that one with trees. Can I put a flower here still? No. So, as we see, the amount of the area that I have assigned doesn't yield enough room for the maximum respect. Too bad. Ha! We can't put a tiny piece of pathway there. Doesn't matter too much since we're just going to add in some extra area there. Whoa. Or so I thought. So we're losing some of the extras there if I do it like that, huh? Yeah. So I'm going to go for something like that. We're going to reorganize that then afterwards. Because I really don't want to reorganize my graves here in any way. That would be really bothering the hell out of me right now. So we're going to slap in some big old trees back there. Nice wild meadow feelings in the back area there. Alright. Let's give it one last piece of pathway into that direction. Oh, that's flowers, not pathway. I was wondering why that didn't work. Okay, so I think I totally overdid it here, but whatever. I had to. I had no I had no mountain burial spots, so. Dense graveyards, yeah, that's true. So. That is also a pretty big strain on my resources right now, but whatever. The point is, it's going to draw in a lot of new Dondorians into the city. As soon as we have enough population, I'm going to set up steady imports of the of grain. There we go. So here you can mourn your loss, and here you can contemplate the mountain and nature. Just like this dead guy does. So, place binds a lot of workers, but place also creates a lot of new immigration. Ooh, that spike. Yeah, proper graveyard gives you the feeling that you can easily have a family here, because now your people can not only live here, but also die and be buried here. Obviously, that does mean a terrible lot to these people. Whatever. Next step on my to-do list is a proper warehouse. We really don't have enough storage capacities, and I need to change something about that. Very, very much so. So, but so far, I deem this a pretty nice start. There we go. Some extra doors here and there. There we go. Let's chop some extra trees. And already do I need more homes. How cool is that? Yeah, let's build 2 right away. We're gonna need them anyways, so I'm not bothered at all. Really happy that I came up with a conclusion to just import that pesky grain instead of being annoyed by all the other things. Things I love about this game. So many solutions for the same situation. That's really amazing. Okay. So we got a new warehouse for all the stuff that we are now mass producing. Or hopefully will be mass producing. So, 100 tech points are available again. Can't I do this? 150 points, I see. Yeah, let's go for the entertainment tech next. I have more than enough workers to set up a stage, so we're going to do this. We're going to set up a small stage, though, right there. Binding for workers, but creating happiness for a lot more. So, be right back. terribly runny nose today. Quite annoying. Anyways, so 2 more people aspiring citizenship, and I'm an honorary now, finally. So we can now go for steady imports. Ah, yeah, that's what I wanted the extra warehouse for. Now I remember. I knew I had something on my mind. I was bothered by the meat stockpiles there. Okay. Let's accept a couple of extra people and stuff more into the lab. Because this should not be the end of the line yet. They should be just starting out, racking up happiness about the stages. Alrighty. Now I just need to think about something that I can export regularly. That is one problem that I haven't found a solution for yet. Except for meat, probably. So, clear some rock, please. We need fresh rock for our city. We're workers for the city. Brilliant. Okay. So far, so good. Let's employ another baker, because I'm just gonna be stubbornly importing grains instead of spending another thought about any other form of grain income. Eventually, once my exports are good enough, I'll be using the automatic import function. But right now, we're still really far. So, we give you a crap ton of ore. Thank you. That's so nice. They really want to be my friends. So, nobody in the chat gave me an answer about which combo I should play. Human Dondorian or Cretonian Dondorian. I gotta say though, narrative-wise, my Cretonian neighbors are really trying their best to integrate themselves into my empire. So I just decided to go all in with the bread production. Why not? So we need a bigger lumber production again. But this is luckily not a problem at all at this point. We can just easily set up a couple of extra rows. 7. Well, let's make that 8, eh? 3 more woodcutters. I think this is a good number. Add in a little bit more auxiliary stuff. Here? Storage die for some odd reason? Must have cut it off accidentally or something like that. Okay. There we go. And now we just assign 3 more of these guys. That should do the deal. Perfect. So do I need to research smelting myself, actually? Tell me. Yes, sadly. 120 tech points is not too much, though. But I do think that we do need very, very desperately the better roads for the city. Because I really think this new roads technology will also lead to a population boom yet again. Because right now the road fulfillment of these people is really crappy. But as far as I remember, Dondorians are pretty happy with paved road. Exactly. We need something better there eventually, but that... well. Researching a smelter would unlock metal, and obviously we have a pretty nice stockpile of ore right now that we could utilize for that end as well. Difficult decisions. But luckily no decisions that I will have to make today anymore, because I won't be playing today that much longer. So, how many immigrants? 3. Yeah, we do have a really, really nice production rate of things, though. So we can easily accept those folks. I'm gonna even go as far as increasing the amount of carpenters in my ranks. We can easily do. So... but yeah, I really need to automate the imports here because it is growing tiresome. But yeah, we can totally trade meat for grain. That totally works on out. Nice. Really, really nice. Tomorrow icons problem, yeah. Wouldn't call that a healthy way of approaching problems, but yeah. So, the more I think about it, the more I want the smelting tech. So let's do this. Don't smelters need coal, though? Yeah, they can only operate with coal. So that's been not so smart. Yeah, alright, we either import coal or we produce it ourselves via charcoaling, which would be another investment of technology. That would be not good at all. So I'm honestly going to get the tech now and unfreeze the tech points. With no access to coal, that was a foolish attempt. That is not smart. So, let's expand business here instead. Because, obviously, our meat industry has future. So, I'm utilizing that. Let's expand that business here to 8 workers. Here we go. So we can feed the city for real with our meat production. I do like the idea of that. So auto employment will do that. Yep, and that's where I ended for today. I thank everybody for being around. So I'll be continuing as soon as I can. I'm lately planning to do more streams, gameplay streams, than I did before, because this is a pretty nice medium, and I like to have longer gameplay sessions versus these 30-minute gameplay sessions. There will be still 30-minute videos from my side if you like that format of gameplay more from me. Don't worry. Just trying to get as much done as possible. So, see you all next time. Thanks for being around, and have a wonderful day, or evening, night, whatever is on your